Okay. So, yeah, Austin, thank you. This is Scott from Coffeeprops, and we are doing another interview. Austin is a very dynamic young man, and I'm pleased to be able to talk with him about coffee. So,
Should be fun.
Austin, tell us what all you do first, okay?
All right, let's start there. It's long. It's very long. It's
Okay.
extensive for me. So I started in restaurants. I was in the back of the house. I started as a dishwasher,
Hmm.
and I was 10 years old. I did it honestly mainly because my family was very broke. We were pretty poor, if you will put it.
Okay.
My parents were divorced. Lived with my mom, and so yeah, that's kind of where I started when I was 10. My brother worked in this restaurant called Biagio's in Cincinnati, in Clifton.
Okay.
And I kept reaching out to Biagio when we go pick my brother up. And I said, hey, I want to work. I want a job. I need to make some money. And I like food. I like to cook. I like to eat. I mean, who doesn't like to eat? And so when I started working there, I just kind of became associated with a lot of food, with like the beverages there and just like how service worked. And so I became really interested in service and management after I started working and like as a dishwasher.
Hmm.
So I wanted to learn about that, and at the same time I was into food, and I wanted to like kind of stage in different kitchens around Cincinnati, which I did. And I think the big guidance for me when I did all of that stuff was my brother. He's older than me.
Okay.
I looked up to him. He left at a young age to go to college in Miami, and I really missed him, and I didn't realize how much I missed him. But like doing all of this stuff that I did was pretty much me missing him.
Hmm.
I know that sounds weird, but
No, no, it doesn't at all.
so when I was about 16, Tony had made his way to San Francisco, and he did a couple of stages here in SF for Hog Island. He did one for Liberty Farms, which Jim Reihart, which is like a father for us. And he, did a couple other things, and he eventually he moved here about a year later.
Where is here?
I'm in San Francisco right now,
Okay.
California.
Okay.
So this is why it's a long story, because I'm going to give it all to you. So basically, when he came here, I came to visit him very often, and we drink coffee together and got to eat and stuff. And at the same time, I was obviously going to school in Cincinnati. That's where I live. That's where we're from. And I worked there. I never worked in coffee shops in Cincinnati, only restaurants. So
Okay.
from Biagio's Bistro, from me basically starting as a dishwasher, I worked as a garde manger cook there, and then I worked as one of like the lead bussers, if you will, or server assistant.
Mhm.
And at that time, I was like 15 years old. And then from there, I wanted to learn how to cook more. So I staged at this place called Via Vite in Cincinnati. I staged at this place called Nectar, which is now closed in Cincinnati. I eventually got a job at Boca in Cincinnati. And at Boca was where I always saw people drinking wine, tasting wine, mainly the servers, And so they had this
Mhm.
pre-shift, they would taste it, and I was like, hey, what are these guys doing? If I'm going to do this forever, I need to learn what this is all about.
Right.
So basically, the guy who was the wine director there, his name was Kevin Hart, a very dear friend of mine today. I asked him where to start. He gave me some books, and for me, I was very passionate about it, so I wanted to learn it. So I read, and there's only so much you can get your hands on in Cincinnati, unfortunately. It's a small city. It's not like being in New York, Chicago, or San Francisco. And so I just kind of self-taught myself. I read a lot. I spent a lot of time alone. I know a lot of people, but, I think me just kind of immersing myself in this world of restaurants and wanting to learn really helped a lot.
Right. Right.
When I was 18, I left Boca and Cincinnati, and I moved directly to directly to San Francisco after I graduated.
Okay.
I worked at Chez Panisse over in Berkeley, and at the time I didn't know what that restaurant was, but it's a pretty iconic place. And I kind of started that whole farm to table kind of food and stuff. And
Okay. Great.
so I worked there for about 3 years. I lived with the wine director, and I was by myself again, so I read a lot. I immersed myself with the staff, people, inviting myself to places and trying to just like learn whatever I could. And so I guess we'll kind of get into like, your first question, but when I used to visit San Francisco when I was like 16, I was going to say this earlier, my brother took me to this place that was very special. It's called Trouble Coffee.
Trouble
and it's in the
Coffee.
sun. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's in the Sunset.
Yeah.
And the lady who owns it, her name is Julietta. She's a very dear friend. I don't talk to her as much as I used to, just because I'm just so busy. But I wish I could. But
Yeah.
anyways, I went there when I was about 15, and I had a piece of toast and I had a latte, and I was just like, man, this is so cool. This is so good, you know. And I was just blown away by it, man. I didn't know how like somebody could create this little thing, you know, coffee, and make it such a sensational thing for somebody every single morning. And
Right.
how people wake up and have that coffee is like such a big deal, you know?
Right.
And so I went back home after that weekend with my brother, having a blast and, you know, going out to eat and eating and driving around, seeing the city. I wrote her a letter, and it was like a one-page letter. I just told her how much I loved her for what she did and how she, you know, how I'm just like, she loves what she does and all this good stuff.
Yeah.
And she kept that letter, and it was very sentimental for me. Like I was just blown
That's
away
cool.
by that. And so yeah, I basically, after that, I just wanted to get into coffee. So I started reading about coffee and how I could immerse myself in it. I think the biggest thing is going out for coffee. Like I just went to different shops. When I traveled, I always looked up, made an agenda of like, I have to go to this place. I have to meet this person. And I was never, you know, I can be shy, but like I was never shy about meeting people, you know. It's very important to meet people and kind of diversify yourself.
Right.
So yeah, I did that. And when I came here, like I said, I worked at Chez Panisse. I helped my brother with his restaurant, which started as a pop-up, which is now Hillside Supper Club, which I'm the wine director at. Because through all these years, you know, obviously I met a lot of people. I kept learning, and so I got that position, and I'm honored to have that position. And at the same time, you know, I met a lot of people in coffee industry. So when I was 21, my business partner, Aaron Healy, who owns Ruby Wine, which is right next door to Provender,
Right.
he came to me and he said, you know, hey, he's like, can you, sorry, real quick, I'm going to stop real quick, Scott. Can you,
That's fine.
my computer is beeping. Can you hear that?
I can, but I figured you're just a busy guy. That's all right.
Yeah, it's text. I don't know how you stop getting that. So okay. Everybody, I'm sorry for that. So
that's right. That's
eventually
right.
It'll stop. So basically, I got the opportunity to do this like this thing, and this space was available next to Ruby Wine. He's like, you know, you should take it over, man. You should do something. He's like, you're super talented. I come to the restaurant a lot. You know a ton about wine. You love coffee. Every time I come in there for brunch, you like blow me away. You make some of the best coffee in the Bay Area. And I was honored that he said that. I was like, I don't know how, but I'm very into what I do. You know, our work is our passion. It's my love. It's, you know, me and my brother. So I thought about it very hard. Obviously, San Francisco, very expensive here. It's not cheap. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I told myself that if Tony, my brother, was to step on board, we could do this project together.
Yeah.
So we gave it a month. We did it. And so I would tell people, you know, people come to me and ask for like advice how to open places, and I first thing I could say is don't do it the way we did it. You know, definitely be ready. Have your money together and your ideas and your vision, and be ready to work very hard.
Right.
And be ready to not sleep. It's kind of like having a baby, you know, in a way. So anyways, we did this project, and it was just like really eye-opening for me. I was 21, you know, going on 22 years old, and I learned a lot, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, I would say. Yeah. So my brother does all the food, all the pastries at Provender, which is our coffee shop here in San Francisco. It's been open 2.5 years. I do this beverage program.
They have an Instagram?
Yeah, you can go to it. It's just Provender Coffee, Provender, and then coffee. So yeah, I do all the beverage just because that's my thing. That's what I'm good at. And we work together with staff. It's Provender. P is in deer.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool. And then so
y'all follow them, okay?
That's it.
That's
the shop. That's okay. That's my first love.
First love. All right. Yeah.
So yeah, Tony does all the food. I do all the beverage stuff. That's what I'm good at. And then we work together with like hiring and doing all that stuff and working with our staff. And you know, a big thing for us is that our staff is family. They're a part of our life now when they work with us. We teach them not only how to do these things as far as like, you know, making pastries and coffee, but also how to like immerse yourself with the community, be very hospitable. You know, that's our passion. That's our service is a thing, you know. What do you say to people when they come into the shop, you know, and how to react, and, you know, we're just like having a good time with them, you know. It's all about having fun for us. So
that's great.
Yeah. And then, you know, we obviously met because you stumbled upon Ferrari Barbershop.
Yeah.
So Ferrari Barbershop then happened pretty much over the summer. We went back home, and obviously in that picture you can see that our great uncle and our grandfather opened it.
Go back to that. Okay. Yeah. Which one?
Yeah.
Is your father here?
So that guy is my great uncle. That's Fausto.
Okay.
And then the guy on the left is my grandfather, Emilio. Okay. He passed away 2 years ago.
Okay.
So basically, these guys came to America to start a life for my family. Because in Italy, you don't make money. It's beautiful. It's lovely there. We all know that. But people work for pennies. They still do. Mm-hmm. So these guys wanted to come from Calabria, which is in southern Italy, to America to kind of help my family and get a better way of life. And my great uncle Fausto kind of paved the way, if you will. He went to New York, and then from New York he went to Cincinnati, and that's when he told my grandfather to come over, and he brought, you know, my aunts and uncles and my father over. My dad was about 15 years old, and they went directly to Cincinnati, and you know, they never left. So this barbershop has been there since the early 1900s, owned by a gentleman named Bruno. And my great uncle, I'm pretty sure this is correct, but he worked as a barber in Italy before he left, so he kind of had some skills. Mm-hmm. So when he came here to Cincinnati, he worked for Bruno in the same shop that we're looking at, and he was a barber. And when Bruno was ready to give it up, my great uncle, bought it from him and turned it into his barbershop. And so they've been there since the 50s, man. They've done it to me. Yeah. I have to be honest with you, man. He kind of paved the way for this place. And if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be what it is today, because there's so much history in that place, in those walls, you know? Yeah. So when we went home over the summer, you know, we try to go home as much as we can to see our family because it's so important to be around them. But we saw the shop and we're just like, man, it's so run down. Like, it's so sad. Because we used to go there as kids. I kid you not, and like eat bread and cheese and, you know, watch Pops cut hair and just shoot the shits as we do, you know. And they're talking in Italian to everybody, and there's magazines everywhere, there's newspaper everywhere. And I guess I took that for granted because I never knew like what that whole scene was like. And I was young, you know, I was like 14 years old, 12 years old, whatever. And so when we went there, we thought, man, this barbershop's super cool. And we like to get our hair cut in San Francisco at a couple barbershops that just are very unique and have their own style, you know, and kind of expresses the style of the people that own it or whatever. Right. And so, yeah, we took it over. We're like, man, let's just do it.
Well, let me pause you right there for a second. Starter Coffee on Instagram said, yes, love your story and so happy to have you in the Cincy coffee community. So check out Starter Coffee if you don't. You probably already know them. And then Nasser Rahal said, what's this about? And Nasser, we're talking to Austin Ferrari, who started a coffee shop, Ferrari Barber Co. on Instagram. So you want to go there, check them out. What we're doing is their story. And we're currently recording this, so it'll be on our YouTube playlist for the Coffeeprops interviews. So, okay. So now you're a coffee shop owner in the whole string from farmer to drinker. Would you characterize yourself as a shop owner?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the endeavor now. That's my life until I figure what's next. But hopefully this is the rest of my life. So
you're going from Provender Coffee in San Francisco.
Yep.
To Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yep.
Ferrari Barber Co.
Yep.
Where do you stay in one place longer than others, or how do you go back and forth?
So that's actually a very good question. We just started the shop back home in Cincinnati, and this shop, the barbershop, was actually supposed to be second. We're actually working on another another coffee shop in Cincinnati that was going to be the first one we wanted to open. Mm-hmm. So if you want to look it up, it's called Mom and M Coffee.
Okay, on Instagram.
Yep. So it's MOMNEM. So kind of like mom and them, but it's mom and M, like mom and M. Yep. A coffee.
Coffee.
And this place, so just to give you a background, everything that my brother and I do has a lot of history to it. We don't just open places just to open them. Right. The name, all this stuff has a lot of history involved. Mom and M is a saying in my family. And so when you meet my family, my uncles or my dad, like, hey, how's Mom and M? How's Mom and M? Mom and M's good. You know, like mom and the kids or whatever. Mom and M's good. And so it was a saying. It was actually from 700 WLW in Cincinnati.
Yes, WLW.
Yeah, and my dad used to listen to it, my uncles, so they started saying it. Then my mom started saying it. It's just funny. So my brother and I, we kept thinking, you know, we're here in San Francisco, and it's like, man, we really want to go back home, man. We really miss Cincinnati.
Yeah. We
miss our family, and we want to be a part of what's happening there. We want to help like other communities grow and all that good stuff. And so we just started thinking of this idea. And my brother had bought a house, and on the house is a lot. And we were like, man, we should do a coffee shop in the house. And, you know, we just kept going back and forth. My brother's like, you know what we should do? We should do an Airstream coffee shop.
Oh.
It'd be pretty cool, man, you know, because it kind of, you know, the whole vibe kind of rings together, I guess, in a way. But
sure.
So we have this Airstream, which is right there. It's 1969 Airstream. It's already gutted. And we're going to build a coffee shop inside of it. And then there's going to be a garden area on the exterior. Pretty big, actually. So okay. A lot of people could fit there.
Okay.
So basically, it's like a hangout place. You can sit inside. You can sit outside. There's going to be a huge, basically, you know, it's going to engulf the whole trailer. There's going to be a huge deck around it. And so basically, the idea just kind of came because we wanted to kind of give back to our mother. So this is dedicated to our mom, who worked very hard raising us. And, you know, that's what she did.
Uh-huh.
So we left the nest, if you will.
So you're honoring her.
Yeah, so we're kind of honoring her, and it's basically it's hers. You know, it's my brother and I, but it's gonna be her. She's gonna oversee it. She's gonna kind of run it.
That's amazing.
We'll set it up for her. You know, we'll train all the baristas and do all that good stuff. But we want her to kind of be the face, and that's why her face is on the logo.
Okay. Is this a rendering of?
That's a rendering. That's what it's gonna look like. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I'm actually, we're working on getting a loan. And hopefully we're gonna get it soon. But so this was supposed to open last summer.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm sure as everybody knows, like getting money is very hard, and we don't make a ton of money in what we do, unfortunately. Even though I may drink great wine or something, it's not like it seems. I don't make that. Those are all friends that share that stuff with me. So
absolutely.
Which I'm grateful for.
Sure.
But yeah, hopefully we get an SBA loan or like a private lender to open this place, and hopefully we can open it this spring/summer.
So hey, if you got money and you've captured Austin Ferrari's vision here, either on Instagram right now or if you're watching on YouTube, and you want to get a part of this, and you value family as well, give them a ring or contact them.
Yeah, I mean, we could always use a little help, you know, for sure. You know, it's. My brother and I talk about it all the time, you know, how these, you know, mainly investors. And we have no investors, actually, by the way, with all the projects, even the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And the restaurant's paid off. So it's debt-free for my brother and his business partner.
Okay.
We've done everything with loans and personal funding from us working when we were younger and saving our money. So save your money.
Right.
It's very important because you'll need it. And it's funny because we talk about this and we're like, man, it's so incredible how people – get these investors because they're on TV, you know, like these guys that are on like the Food Network channel. I don't watch TV anymore because I'm just too busy. But people that are on like Food Network and they come out and they open restaurants, and they've never really worked in restaurants before. You know, they can cook and they're on TV, but people freak out because they're on TV. You know, it's just like, and I know we're like the little guys, but it's like, man, there's so much more to us that people don't even know.
Yes.
That's why you have to take the time to get to know people. And, you know, like my brother is very smart with business and numbers.
Yeah.
Pretty impressed with like how far he has come.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like the ringleader, and I'm like the people person, you know? So we that's why we're good together. We're a
Yeah.
50-50 team. So
That's great. That's great. Now, hey, as you have gotten into this coffee thing, and thank you for sharing your story. It's really, really amazing.
of course.
Um, as you look at the whole farmer all the way to the consumer, and you could change one thing, what would that be?
As far as beans, like buying beans and
As
stuff.
far as the coffee industry,
Yeah.
what is it that we need to do to survive, to thrive, to make a fourth wave, whatever it is, to
Right.
going forward to keep sustainable?
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing is really we just have to support the farmers, man. It all starts there.
Hmm.
Whether you're eating something, whether you're drinking something, all those people are supplying you with a good. And I know people that want to open places, they want to open restaurants, and they think they're going to become millionaires, which they're not. But that's like the vision people think, I guess, because Tyler Florence has a Ferrari, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. People have this vision. So for me, the biggest thing is really supporting where your products come from.
Yeah.
So, and how I envision it is these farmers are growing these beans for us to use, and to serve to people. And yeah, we have to charge a certain price because we have to pay bills.
Right.
Because, it's not cheap here in San Francisco, and it's a little more affordable in Cincinnati, but it's not cheap either. I mean, things cost money. And so
Right.
I think really just taking care of the farmer, like making sure they are taken care of. If they need health issues, like take care of them, man. Because without them, we don't have what we have in our country. And
That's kind of a theme
huge,
that I hear.
huge. And it's kind of sad, like, people come in and it's like, oh, you guys are so against Starbucks. And it's not that we're against Starbucks.
Right.
As a business model, actually, Starbucks is very smart.
Yeah.
And they take care of their employees.
Yeah.
I've had cousins work there and stuff, and I've never worked there, but I will never step foot in there, and I would never drink their coffee. And but that's just me personally. That's just what I prefer.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, like, as a realm of things, it's like that place is massive. Every exit from me driving from San Francisco to Cincinnati, almost every exit has like a Starbucks. It's pretty crazy. And I'm just thinking about supply.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know where they buy their beans, and I don't know if they treat the farmers okay, but I envision that their suppliers are probably not making – the farmers are probably not making as much money as the CEO, Let's put it that way.
Right, right. So
you probably got this guy in Ethiopia living in a hut versus this guy, the CEO, crushing it, living in – who even knows where, and it's like, I feel bad. Like, I want these people to be taken care of. And I think of the same thing when I'm drinking wine, because I'm a wine director as well, right? I'm a sommelier. I'm not a master, and I don't want to be a master sommelier, but I'm level 2. And I did that just for the credentials, to be honest with you, but also it kept me studious, and I read a lot, and I still do taste a lot, whatever. But I visited winemakers in France and Italy, and like this guy, I was here in September to see him before we opened up. And this guy here, his name's Jean Gonon, and his wines are getting pretty allocated nowadays, and people want to drink them, and they want to buy them, and so it's getting a little more expensive. But he works so hard to do what he does, and his wines are still affordable. But it's just amazing, it's amazing seeing how these people work and how they get compensated for it.
Right.
They don't make as much money as they should be.
And that's a theme. When I ask most of the interviews, when I ask that question, it's a concern for the farmer or the farmer's land, taking care of their trees,
right,
all that sort of thing. So that you're right on. And what I like, there are accounts like Farmers First Coffee.
Yeah,
you got to check them out. They're doing a fantastic job. Salt and Light Coffee Co. is donating a portion of their sales of their coffee to replace a tree. And there are many others that are like that, Caflex and so many others. So let's finish this. I know we're going to do another interview sometime because you've got so much energy, and I want to put that out. But before we let you go, what is your particular favorite drink? If you could, if the gods only let you drink one coffee drink, what would that be?
I tell you what, man, that's hard.
I know.
One coffee drink.
One coffee drink. Only one.
I always drink a Gibraltar, which is also known more on the East Coast as the Cortado.
Right.
That is my go-to.
Daily Gibraltar. Yep.
Yes. So I'm a pretty big Gibraltar guy. Now, if I had to give another one, I'd probably say the Maplewood. That is our cold brew at Provender.
Okay.
It's super good. It's pretty addicting, actually. I mean, we sell it in growlers, and people eat it up. It's crazy. But
okay.
That one's pretty good. But a Gibraltar is my go-to, for sure, always.
Good for you. Good.
So,
Good answer. Good answer. Well, Austin, thank you so much for your time. And we're going to go through here real quickly. We've got, I think I went to Gene. All right. So Restaurant Man.
Yep.
On
That's my personal.
That's your personal one. I'll get out of here. FerrariBarberCoffeeCo.com. Ferrari Barbershop, or no, Barber Coffee Co. Go to that.com. You're on Facebook as well. Love this banner.
That's my great uncle. That's Fausto.
Okay. And then just look up Ferrari Barber and Coffee Co. Then Ferrari Barber Co. on Instagram. Provender Coffee. I'll go to the top here. Well, I've been way down there. Okay. Provender Coffee on Instagram. Yeah. And last but not least, Mom and M Coffee. I love it.
Stay tuned for Mom and M. It's going to be opening soon.
That's awesome.
We're excited about it.
Okay. So personally, I'm on the other side of the state of Ohio. My wife grew up in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
But when you say WLW 700, we know exactly what you're talking about. We're going to check you out when we take a trip back to her stomping grounds. And we will definitely check out all the Cincinnati coffee shops.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Yeah, and when you come, make sure just let me know, because I want to make sure I'm there for sure.
Okay. And those of you who have joined us live on Instagram, thank you. You can look at the recording of this. It'll be on our story on Instagram. I was going to say for 24 hours, but I think they just updated it where you can make your story last longer than 24. But in any case, it's going to be on YouTube. Check Coffeeprops on YouTube, and you'll see that. And also, we'll post this on our Facebook. So thanks, Austin.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, everyone.
Okay. We'll see you later.
Awesome. Ciao.
Bye.